welcome back to Kisty Reads. Today I wanted to do the GoodReads tag. I've seen this tag done a lot on booktube and I wanted to do my own version of that. I recently became really obsessed with GoodReads in the summer and it's been my go-to app for everything now. Every time I want to know if a book is going to be worth it or what the synopsis is or to see a quick review that one of my favorite book critics has done, I usually check GoodReads. So I wanted to do this book tag just in homage of how much I love the app. So the first question in the tag is, what was the last book that you marked as read? So for me, I recently read Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell and I have a lot of mixed feelings about this book. I mean, I can understand why there is so many mixed reviews about it. Rainbow Rowell really takes you on a roller coaster with that one, and it's much different than Carry On, which I love. I want to go more in depth for Wayward Son when I do my wrap up for this month, but there's a lot to say. The second question is, what am I currently reading? So I'm mostly reading my TBR for the April Owls Readathon, and for that I'm reading the rest of the Four Agreements saga and The Art of War, the illustrated version. So I'm getting through those now. The next question is, what was the last book that you marked as TBR? And for me that was Master of Sorrows. Now I heard about this from another booktuber and I will link her account down below, but I can't remember her name right now. This is supposed to be an adult fantasy and it is kind of a twist on the hero trope, and it explores what happens when the hero becomes the villain, or when the hero kind of can't choose between if he should be the hero or if he should be the villain. So I haven't actually read a book like that in a while and I'm really excited to see what is going to happen and how the writer is going to bring that out in this book. The next question is, what do I plan to read on next? And since it is the April Owls Readathon, like I did mention previously, I will be reading Truth Witch next after I finish the first three that I mentioned, or The Last Witch of the Witcher series. So I've heard that the Witcher books are actually really good, and since I've seen the Netflix show and was blown away, I kind of wanted to dive into the book series. I think it'll be a really good one. The next question is, do I use the star rating system? Now on GoodReads there is a star rating system that consists of 5 stars. I don't think that you can give half stars, so I would have really preferred a 10-star rating system because it's really awkward to be able to give a 3-star or a 4-star because there's such a big difference between the two. But I do use the star rating system even though it's a little awkward. I like to see my history of what I read and how I liked it. Sometimes I'll read a book and it won't be super remarkable, but I'll have really liked it in the moment and really enjoyed it. So from that I'll be able to see what I did and didn't like. And also sometimes you get some pretty good recommendations for the books that you do like, so I really like that about the rating system. But other than that, I do find it a little bit narrow in terms of being able to really rate a book. The next question is, am I doing the 2020 reading challenge? And of course, as a booktuber and bookstagrammer, I am doing a yearly reading challenge. Last year I had set my reading goal really low. I think it was 12 or 15 books and I definitely surpassed that really quickly. This year I've set my sights to 50 books, originally from 40 books, because I am feeling really ambitious. I'm still hoping that I surpass 50 books because there are so many books that I have on my TBR this year, especially after joining booktube. The next question is if I have a book wish list, and of course I do. What kind of book nerd doesn't have a book wish list? I have one on Amazon and I also have one on Book Depository so I can remind myself of which books I want to read next. And I also have a wish list of books that I want, but I want special editions of on that as well. The next question is, what book do I plan to buy next? Now I have bought a lot of books during this quarantine season, so I'm kind of hauled out a little bit, but I'd say the next books that I would buy are probably Blood Witch, because I'm going to finish the Truth Witch series. I'll probably get that one next. The next question is, do you have any favorite quotes? Now I have favorite quotes, but I don't think I have them from authors that I've been recently reading, so I can't really think of any. But if I had to choose, Rupi Kaur, who is a poet, has written Milk and Honey and a couple of other poetry books, has some really beautiful writing. I actually would consider some of her poetry to be some of my favorite quotes. But otherwise, the quotes that I like don't usually come from the fantasy books that I read. So we're almost done. The second to last question is, who are my favorite authors? Now I'm still discovering a lot of books and authors that I really like, and I'm hoping to discover more this year. But just from what I've been reading in the last few years, I really love N.K. Jemisin's fantasy books. I read the 5th Season trilogy, which I think is actually the Broken Earth trilogy, and I loved it. She has amazing writing. The other authors that I recommend are Paulo Coelho, and he has wonderful books that kind of teach you about life and about morals, and they're really interesting and very well written. I also really love Zoraida Cordova. She has written the Bruja Born series, which is like a series about this family of witches, and it's like Latinx inspired. She's also writing one of my most anticipated reads this year, which is Incendiary, and I will go more into depth about that in another one of my videos, but I'm really excited. Her writing is very beautiful, very descriptive, but her characters are also characters that you tend to really invest in, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Shonda Rhimes also gets an honorable mention. I know she's more of a TV producer and writer, but she's also written The Year of Yes, which is kind of her autobiography of her life so far. She is a wonderful storyteller, and after reading her book, I can definitely understand why she's had such success in the television world. And the last question is, have I joined any book groups on Goodreads? Now, I have a book club with one of my best friends, and we do read books together, but I did also join Reese Witherspoon's book club just because I feel like she picks such good reads, and she also picks from female authors, and I'm always more intrigued in reading more female authors, especially these days. The other book club that I joined is the Literally Dead book club that Books with Lala has formed. I really love her taste in books. It's definitely totally out of my comfort zone. She doesn't really read too much fantasy, but I do love all the thrillers and mysteries and horrors that she reads, so I've been trying to get more into that, and I kind of just wanted to see what books that she's reading and what books her followers read. So that is it for the tag today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I would love to know how you use Goodreads and what you're reading next, so please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button because that really helps support my channel. Thank you!